When I think of the word solitude, I think of personal happiness, alone, peace, joy, no distractions. I don't know that there's a specific sentence that I would have to define it, but when I think of the word solitude, those things come to mind. I love being at home and I love being alone. Oftentimes I meditate. I feel like that is the one time where my mind is not wandering, where I'm able to be truly rooted in the present moment with just myself and my breath. I tend to meditate with the windows open early in the morning so I can hear the birds chirping. It brings me a sense of peace and happiness and kind of getting up and settling and grounding myself before the world around me starts moving. Work on quieting their mind. I think it's hard to find peace, happiness, and even joy sometimes in a lot of situations. If you consider the state of the world around us and even individual communities, it's hard to find peace because sometimes we always look externally for things that we feel that we need. So finding peace in things around us, but when in fact I think that peace starts within.
The way I define solitude and peace is having just quietness and I think quietness externally but also internally. So just a real quietness and stillness that I have outside of me and then inside of me. And it's a little bit easier for me these days to have the outer part be silenced and it's that inner part that I'm really working on having solitude internally. How I found solitude during the pandemic, it was during the pandemic and then it was right after George Floyd's murder. I came into the studio and this is a very large building and in this studio there was nobody in the building during the pandemic. So I was here alone and in the beginning I was afraid and I was working out and doing my Zoom classes from home and then I came in one day and it was so beautiful and it was so quiet and it was safe. And then I came in the second day and then every day I came into the studio and I just found such peace and such safety and security being here, being in the safe space, and also then having my crew with me online. It was just a beautiful surprise. I never expected to find it here. The advice I would give someone looking for solitude is first off, don't give up. Look many places. It's so important. You may not find solitude in a place, you may find it with a practice. So I would encourage you to try many different things.
Solitude to me, it's the place that I go find myself. It's a quiet place where I can get rooted into my inner Luis, and that's oftentimes a peaceful environment for me that can allow me to connect with that part of myself. My favorite ways of finding solitude is being in nature or being in the sauna or being in a cold body of water or inside of a cold tub. There's something very powerful being outside of the comfort of being inside of a home, being in nature, exposing myself to the elements. That oftentimes allows me to connect with that special place where I can actually connect with the true Luis because I'm tapping into my wild human being. So yeah, it's oftentimes in nature or exposing myself to a harder environment such as cold water or sauna. My advice for anyone to find peace and solitude will be to understand that we live in a society today where we are completely pampered. We have access to everything at a click of a button. We are always in a comfortable environment where you don't allow yourself to experience things like hunger or being cold or being hot or being out of your comfort zone. So my advice will be for people to just experience connecting to nature in a more powerful way.
For me, my definition of solitude is any opportunity I have to restore, whether it's by myself, whether it's with my family, to where I don't have to be on, right? So taking a moment to be off of social media, be completely present, and once again, like I said, any opportunity I have to restore and gather myself, because I'm the type of person to where I'm all or nothing, and what I do for my career is serve people. So I have to make sure I balance that out and serve myself. So therefore, when I have the opportunity to be completely present in what it is that I'm doing, I find solitude a few different ways. So one, where we're at right now, I mean, how could you not consider this serenity? Being alone with just my thoughts. Also, anytime I get an opportunity to work out by myself, that's a form of solitude, because it allows me to, one, be creative, two, be silent, if that makes sense, and be able to fully take advantage of the opportunity to be able to listen to what it is, how I feel mentally, how I feel physically, how I feel spiritually, and then having that transfer over into when once again I'm around people. Think about whatever it is that is restorative for you. That'd be my first definition. If it's something physical, do that. If it's going out, being in nature, do that. If it's going to a coffee shop and self-educating yourself in some way, shape, or form to provide more value, I think they should do that. So there's multiple different ways. But for me personally, it's being alone and gathering, however you see fit.
Solitude to me is just finding peace and confidence in the quiet. So whether that's being alone in your own thoughts or being alone inside your body, just finding confidence in that. A vessel for me to find solitude is through movement and breath. So being able to just find movements that you can actually go within and listen to what your body is communicating to you is a great way for me to find solitude or quiet within my day. I like to do foundation training or some light general movement and just use my breath to kind of tap into what I'm looking for in the center. Part of my job at the Center of Movement with my practice is helping people find solitude. So when you asked that question, I was laughing because I was thinking, you know, that is a great way to put what it is that I do into words. Is just really trying to help people dive in to figure out how they can have confidence to make informed decisions about their pain management and about their recovery, and just giving them the tools that they need to make those decisions on their own. So there's a lot of empowerment that's involved with that. Is just giving them kind of that position where they can make that confident decision about their health.